Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Wednesday, March 8th, 2017. Real quick, just another reminder before we begin that I will be on break all next week. Follow me on Twitter if you want news updates during that week, and also follow me on Twitch because I'm probably going to be streaming a lot. On to today's news, and guess what everyone? It's free game day with Origin giving away Syberia 2 on the house. Just log into your Origin account and claim your game. LEGO Worlds has left early access, entering version 1.0. Apparently the game has changed a lot from when it first released. I wasn't too happy with it when I picked it up more than a year ago, but I think I may try it out again because it's turned into a more structured game with quests. Of course Hello Games couldn't tell us that the Pathfinder update was coming out the day after they announced it. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it's out. You can go play it. The update adds ground vehicles, online base building, which took fucking forever to implement, if I may add, meaning other players can walk around bases you've built. What little fucking good it'll do them, they won't find anyone. It also adds a permadeath mode and PS4 Pro support. Dead by Daylight got some free DLC today, adding Bill, a character from Valve's game Left 4 Dead, along with costumes to other characters. Just start your download through Steam to get playing. Ghost Recon Wildlands released yesterday, and today there are reports of terrible performance issues and bugs riddled throughout the game. There is a huge list of problems that have been reported, like bosses not engaging players after trying to replay a mission, download issues with the game client going so far and then refusing to download any further, players getting outdated version errors when their game is all the way up to date, the game defaulting to using a controller even though no controllers are plugged into the PC. I've never heard of something like that before. PS4 browsers are not loading properly, the list goes on and on. These problems seem to be afflicting all platforms in different ways. Stay tuned to News Cartridge for further updates on Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. The co-president of Naughty Dog, Evan Wells, gave an interview to Game Informer about the future of the Uncharted series. He said the studio was unlikely to do another Uncharted game, but to quote, "Never say never, and there is so much other stuff that Naughty Dog wants to work on." Rime is a 3D adventure puzzle game coming to Xbox One, PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, and according to Eurogamer, it will carry the price of £29.99 British pounds. But for some reason, the Switch version will cost £39.99 British pounds. Developer Greybox has confirmed that both versions will be the exact same, so there's really not a way to account for the difference in price. You may want to get it on a platform other than the Switch, unless taking it on the go means that much to you. Rime releases on May 26th. Rockstar is offering real money to those who can point out security flaws in their websites and online domain. Allegedly, the company has already paid out over $90,000 across over 150 different issues that have been resolved. It should be noted that this isn't for finding in-game bugs, because if it were, then I would have been paid for when GTA 5 was crashing every day for 30 days after its launch on PC. Though they did give me $500,000 in in-game currency, so it did work out. By the way, I have not had that problem playing GTA 5 for a long time. It did get fixed somewhere along the line. Moving on to Crytek Games, whose future is looking dimmer as they have sold off Black Sea Studios to Sega. The company was acquired by Crytek in 2008 and now has been renamed to Creative Assembly Sofia, a sister company to Creative Assembly, the makers of games like Total War Rome and Halo Wars 2. Ubisoft has confirmed that a Season 2 is coming to The Division and held an interview with Game Rant about what is exactly coming in the next year. If you want to read the full interview for yourself, there's a link in the description down below, along with links for sources for all of today's stories. And that brings us to our final two topics of the day, and I'm going to call out some bullshit from Nintendo about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Wii U, and Blizzard about custom games in Overwatch. So let's start with the one I think is easier, and that is Nintendo. They have elaborated why Breath of the Wild for Wii U does not utilize the Gamepad as a second screen, citing looking back and forward between the pad and the TV took something away from the game. Which is really funny because that's exactly what critics said was terrible about Star Fox Zero, yet Nintendo insisted on keeping the mechanic, so they had no problems using it a year ago. And it was really nice in Skyward Sword because you had your inventory or map right there in front of you, and you didn't have to pause the game to look at it. Now, I think this was done to make the Switch version arguably better in every way to drive sales, and to a lesser extent, create a more unified experience between the platforms. Let's face it, a game utilizing two screens is going to play different from a game utilizing one. And while the idea of creating a similar experience between the two platforms has its merits, it cripples the functionality the Wii U has to offer. Alright, up next on the chopping block is Overwatch, but before I get into it, Blizzard has released a new Overwatch comic explaining how Torbjorn met Bastion. I'll say it's pretty cliche, but it is well done, and if you're interested in the backstory, then you should give it a read. Alright, here we go. So Overwatch players have figured out a way of getting XP without doing very much of anything by creating custom games where where everyone sits around and the game eventually ends and both teams are awarded a ton of XP. Blizzard's Jeff Kaplan has come forward about the issue, and to no surprise, he is not happy with the abuse. He states that Blizzard will start to ban accounts that the team are abusing the custom matches and have implemented an auto kick feature for idle players for custom games. And finally, Kaplan threatens that if the problem is not solved, Blizzard will be forced to remove XP from custom matches altogether. And I love to live in reality, and I will say that this is eventually the thing that is going to happen. It is only a matter of time. If I have learned anything about the internet and how it behaves in the time that I have spent on it, it's that you cannot ask the internet to do anything. Once you do, it tends to open up the floodgates for people to do the exact opposite of what was asked. I'm going to ask Blizzard to just jump over all of the account banning and wasting of your time and money and wasting of players' time and money and just get rid of XP in custom matches right now. I get that agreeing to what Kaplan wants would show that we are all adults and we all want to play fair, but that does not describe every single person on the internet. Because of the nature of it being a video game, there's a lot of kids who enjoy our hobby, and they may not have the maturity to understand the repercussions of cheating or abusing a system like this. And then there's the adults who just don't give a fuck and actually like cheating and or just want the quickest, easiest way to the top. Then there's the question of why doesn't Blizzard approve of this when effectively your level means nothing in terms of game mechanics and is really only a way of tracking how long someone has played. And the answer to that, of course, is loot boxes. Every time you reach a new level in Overwatch, you are rewarded with one loot box. I can only see one reason why Blizzard doesn't want people farming XP, and that's because people won't spend real money if they could easily earn loot boxes just by being logged in. On a side note, I don't think that there's any benefit for the player to having a loot box style unlock system such as Overwatch employs. Do you think Blizzard is doing this to protect their revenue stream, or do you think this is an issue of fairness or wanting the internet to show some type of maturity? Let me know in the comment section down below. You know what I think's fair? Tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Lost Grimoires 2, Shard of Mystery, Pamela, Danmaku Unlimited 3, Bad Dream, Coma, Avalon Legends Solitaire, Daviraya, Heroes of Eternity, Multi-Shop Tycoon Deluxe, and Dark Hearta, A Broken Hearts Quest Collector's Edition. For Nintendo Switch, Voz and Blaster Master Zero. For Nintendo 3DS, Blaster Master Zero. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And how do you know when someone's a PC gamer? You don't. They tell you. Those game releases took forever. And see, everybody, I'm a PC gamer and I took a stab at PC gamers with that joke. Everybody is subjected to the joke. Nobody is immune to jokes. That is a joke. It is a joke. It's a punchline joke. It's not even like a hey-oh joke. It's just a punchline joke. So, yeah. Kaplan, I don't agree with, if you put custom games in and you knew people could abuse it from the start, then either leave it in or just take it out right now. Don't beat around the damn bush. They're just gonna end up banning a bunch of accounts for something that they're gonna take away anyway. They're going to take it away. Go get your custom XP while you can now. I'm not saying go farm it. I'm not saying not farm it. So whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. I think the unlock system for Overwatch is terrible. I think that the loot boxes are completely unnecessary. There's no reason. Blizzard doesn't need the extra money for research and development. It's fucking Blizzard. They're owned by they're not owned by Activision. Activision and Blizzard are owned by the same parent company. They're not. If they didn't get any first of all, Overwatch is a $40 game with a $60 version, so right there they're getting more. They're getting extra money for research and development. So the loot boxes, charging for loot boxes, just doesn't make any damn sense to me. Why didn't they just put a classic unlock system? I can pick the character that I want, and then I unlock the things that I want. Yes, maybe it encouraged more people to play more characters, but people pick their main anyway and play one character. You're not going to tell people. You're not going to dictate to people how to play the game just by setting up a bunch of different options. People are still going to play it that way anyways. People are going to figure out a way to play it that way anyway. You make a game. You don't tell people how to play that game. It's not going to work if you tell people how to play that game. Or if you tell people how to play that game. It's not going to work. What are people going to learn? So, the long end cards seem to be working out. Yeah, 5-minute end card yesterday where I rambled on and on. Also, people are like, I want a shout out now! Oh, God, what did I do to myself? This is not a shout-out channel, nor do I like shout-out channels. I just want to make that very clear. I think shout-out channels are, I don't want to be too, like, controversial, but I think shout-out channels, or if you have a shout-out series, you're a different kind of bottom feeder on YouTube. We'll put it that way. I'll call you YouTube bottom feeder, because I would love to one day make a video about why shoutout series just don't work. And I will prove why shoutout series don't work. I've been shouted out by a series that had 100,000 subs to the channel. It was getting roughly 500 views each show. I got 4 subs. Yeah, less than 1%. Less than 1% of the people who watch that show. Yeah. That's great shoutouts. Yeah, I'm done rambling about this. We'll talk about it later. You want to talk about more about shoutout series in the comment section? We'll talk more about shoutout series in the comment section. But know that if you do offer me a shoutout, I am not gonna do it. I'm not gonna take it. Nuh-uh. No way. No way. No shape. No way. No form. I will shout other channels out if I feel as though I like your content. I won't just shout out people because they ask for it. No. Not gonna happen. That's a friendly way to leave. It's a friendly way to leave the show. It's a friendly way to just end the show. Great, Dandruff. This is the way to build an audience. This is the way to build the audience. Oh, okay, well, let's go edit this and play some video games. Social media links are where my hand is, somewhere over here. Here's the Twitter. Here's the Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. I think that's the way it is. I don't remember. I set it up a while ago and I never checked back. Click over here to subscribe. It's a wonderful channel. I do really long end cards. Click over here to watch yesterday's episode. Did pretty well, actually. Go check it out. It's about right to repair your own stuff. Bye!